Dang it, I missed you. Welcome to another edition of Steve's Dang It's, where we look at bloopers, bad plays, and just generally things that made you say dang it across the NHL over the past week. We got to start with a couple big hits that resulted in suspensions, starting with Ryan Reeves in Game 7 against the Vancouver Canucks, specifically Tyler Motte.
Can't have reversing it as he got knocked down by Carrier. Big run by Reeves, and we've got an injured Vancouver Canuck. It's Motte, who was caught with that hit by Reeves. It looked like he jumped to make contact.
The hand went right up. There was no question there was a penalty on the play, and Reeves, you could see it developing as Motte lost control of that puck. He kind of had one hand on the stick and was in a vulnerable position, and Ryan Reeves is always going to finish his check. He came in there. He's trying to contest it. Listen, because of the position he was in, but he's a big, heavy hitter, and you're going to see Motte come up. He's fighting off one check, and boom, there it is right there. No question, there's some shoulder to the chin of Tyler Motte. We'll watch this again, and that's a clipping type of hit that he comes across with. And listen, Ryan Reeves, we know he finishes checks all the time. They're having a long discussion.
When I saw this live, I was just like, he is gone. Whenever a play like this happens, people start talking about things that are just down the rung of priorities. Start talking about Ryan Reeves' record. He doesn't have a history of this stuff. And like, imagine how you would feel if you were just walking down the street and someone punched you in the face. And you go, dude, why'd you punch me in the face? And the first thing out of anyone's mouth is a stranger running up to you going, listen, he doesn't have a history of punching you in the face. So what? He just did! It doesn't have to mean Ryan Reeves is a dirty player. The hit itself was dirty. Watch it over and over again and explain to me how it's not a direct hit to the head. He hits him directly in the head. And the shoulda had his head up brigade comes rushing in like you've never crouched once in your life. It's one thing when you get a piece of the guy and then his head. It's another when you beam the guy bullseye, which is what happened here. Reeves, apart from the Game 1 suspension against Dallas, put the Golden Knights in jeopardy of losing Game 7 against the Canucks. That's a 5-minute major. Look, we didn't know the Canucks weren't going to do anything with it. To me, that's a dang. And our next dang it generated a little bit more controversy, actually. This is Alex Killorn on Brock Nelson. Different circumstances.
This is more like it. Aggressive on the puck, digging, forechecking, keeping the puck low, closing gaps.
Here's Anthony Beauvillier. Josh Bailey with him, and there's going to be a penalty on the play, and it'll be against the Islanders. Islanders had the puck when the whistle went, but it's Brock Nelson who's down on the ice, and it looks like it'll be Alex Killorn who goes to the penalty box.
Well, you know, nothing going right and trying to get some momentum swing. It sure sounded like a heavy hit. I didn't see it as the puck was moving along. And Nelson, the puck's late. That's why, from behind, and his head went into the glass, and that's and a 5-minute penalty.
So now they can review it and decide if it's going to be a major.
Never good when you see the bloody mouth guard. Alex Killorn gets 5 and a game early in the game against the New York Islanders and a 1-game suspension. What's similar to the Reeves hit is, well, he shouldn't have been admiring his pass. He tries to hit him in the shoulder, etc., etc. Don't talk about the way hockey used to be. The way it is now is they're trying to move away from a hit like that. I don't think Ryan Reeves or Alex Killorn had dirty intent, but the result was they pancaked a guy. Now, part of the controversy from this is people saying, well, it was so early in the game, Killorn's basically been suspended for 2 games. And that is a huge dang it. So, who doesn't love a good internet fight? Leave a comment in the comment box down below. What did you think about the Reeves hit on Tyler Motte and the Alex Killorn hit on Brock Nelson? Both were 1-game suspensions. Our next dang it, I will say this is not for the faint of heart. This is not for the squeamish. This is your warning. Sometimes people get confused. Oh, dang it's videos are just fun bloopers. We try to have fun, but this one's pretty serious. This is Cale Makar accidentally.
Hutchinson's able to cover that up. Here's the injury to Landeskog. And when Makar goes down, it comes around, and right there, it catches Landeskog, so you have to think that potentially that could be a cut on the right leg of Landeskog. as it catches him just under the shin pad, and he went and stopped for a bit, looked at it, and then hobbled back into the dressing room, so that is not a good sign.
Dude! I often watch hockey and wonder, what's the next revolution? What's the next revolution in the game? And people keep talking about tracking, player tracking, and I think that's going to be pretty fun. You know, see how fast a player goes, how far they skate in the game, and it doesn't seem like we're very far away. That to me is an evolution in the sport that's currently happening. What needs to happen going forward, there's got to be some sort of evolution in equipment. They already have different kinds of Kevlar. You see a lot of guys wearing the Kevlar wrist guards, but these seem to happen every few months. And they're no joke. They're extremely painful and potentially career altering. In this particular case, Gabriel Landeskog, it looked like he was game to game, and he might be back in the third round. And turns out, if the Colorado Avalanche had advanced, he would have been out for the playoffs. It's not cute. It's not cuddly. It is a dang it. Wow. It's an interesting thought, and another one where I'd love to get you involved in the comments. It's impossible to make anything 100% safe. I don't know if you send him out in like a Kevlar morph suit. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm not an equipment manufacturer. Can you imagine if I was? What a heck of a side gig. Like, why would I keep that a secret? Like I said, it's impossible to make anything 100% safe, but this is something worth looking at improving, for sure. And maybe what happened to Matt Barzal here is just proof that you can never be 100% safe in hockey.
Goal in the power play. Barzal with a touch pass. Eberle got cut off and clipped there by Tyler Pitlick.
I think a stick of Eberle's came up into the face of Barzal after that clip.
And Barzal's hopping onto the bench. He's got to get off, and he's doubled over. Eberle's okay.
You remember Barzal, the right eye, and you just wonder if he got that hit and maybe knocked some stitches out. Let's watch. Yeah, it was Eberle's stick that went right in the head as he gets spun around. That was a close call on the hit. It just missed him. But the end result was some collateral damage to his teammate.
Oh! That's Jordan Eberle's stick coming up, and just, it's a freak accident. Like, how do you prevent that? Eberle's stick comes up and clips Barzal. Not to get all Monty Python about it, but at least it's just a flesh wound. Every time I see something like that, I'm just like, was it the eye? Was it the eye? Was it the eye? It wasn't? Okay, that sucks, but you know what sucks more? That wasn't it. This was him in the warm-up. Just hanging out, looking cool. He's got the flow. Oh, no! That's dang it. Entering the chat, the helmets during warm-ups debate, which is a very strange debate. I mean, the pros are you avoid getting hit in the head with, like, I don't know, a puck, for example, or maybe getting your skull stepped on, like Taylor Hall did a few years ago. That's a horrible thing that you're probably going to Google after this. Or actually, here's a pro tip. Don't Google that. You don't have to. But you got to look at both sides, right? You got to look at the other side, whereas not wearing a helmet looks cool. I will give Matt Barzal this. Look at this, look at this. Gets hits the deck, and then just the hair flip. My goodness. I didn't think there was a way to get decked in the head with a puck during warm-up and then play it off in a cool way, but Barzal kind of did it. But I'm just going to throw this out there. You know what I bet would have been more cool? Not getting hit with a puck at all. That's a dang it. And for our final dang it, jeez, we're going to finally have a dang it that doesn't involve an injury. Here's Yanni Gourde. Oh, just getting robbed, poor guy.
And the Shattenkirk over to Maroon. He bobbled the puck, trying to bank one in. Got it out into the blue. Didn't have a teammate that could put it in.
Wait a tick. This was a slick move. Patrick Maroon just completely, but then, no, show it again. Show the other angle, other side. Yanni Gourde taking the feed from Patrick Maroon, shoots. That's clearly a goal. How did they miss this? How did everybody miss this? Even the guy who scored it kind of missed it. Check out Yanni Gourde on the bench. Oh, I'm telling you guys, he almost had him. I almost by an inch I had him. That's at least half a foot over the line. What are you talking about, Yanni? They review it. It's a goal. I reviewed it. The fact that it wasn't a goal in the first place, that's a dang it. I love that, though. I love Gourde explaining it on the bench. Oh, I almost had him. Give yourself some credit, man. Like, no, that was clearly a goal. So, giving you lots of homework for this one. What did you think of the Reeves suspension? What did you think of the Killorn suspension? Not the suspensions. What did you think of the hits? What do you think about the future of hockey equipment? Is it possible to protect players even more? That's what that comment box is for. It's not just for fighting and screaming at people. So that's it for this episode of Steve's Dangits. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Wear a helmet and warm up. Your hair's not that interesting.